Hi everyone, I am very excited to bring you another Soul Connections and Separation video. This one has to do with the bitch of a new moon in Scorpio. If you aren't aware of my experiences thus far and why I have half a ridiculous costume on today and why I'm recording this video on a Saturday night instead of out partying and dressing up with everyone else, then I suggest you watch the video that I just uploaded just a little bit ago. I have new internet now. Actually, I'm actually using my neighbor's internet, and it's better than what I had before. So my videos are uploading really fast. So I just uploaded the other one. Check it out. It gets into this energy, and it's just extremely intense. Yet at the same time, it is so amazing and beautiful because if catastrophic change is being forced upon us in this urgent of a manner, things are having to shift for a reason. And it's because I believe not only is it, that the fifth, I think the fifth dimension is here. I think that energy is here. Um, we've been inundated with it for the last year or two, but especially last year, Schumann waves have been spiking, solar storms have been coming in. People have, even who aren't on this path, have been experiencing more fatigue, more illness, just feeling off and things like that. Um, the past week, the Schumann waves at times have went completely black, like not registered. And nobody really knows why. In my opinion, this is just for what it's worth. I feel it's because that 5D energy that's been causing those waves to spike, I think most of us that are light bearers are anchoring it right now. And I think that is why we're starting to be so affected by a lot of this celestial energy. And we're also, here on a mission. If you're watching this video and whatever you want to call it, I identify myself as a twin flame. It might be a sacred partner. It might be a beloved. It might be just a 5D conscious relationship that you're seeking. If you are on this path of the light, there is a big push happening for these souls to come together in love and to unite and shine their light into the world of darkness right now. So it's like I said, the title of my video I just uploaded was "The Shit Is Getting Real." So I won't get into that, although I have a feeling a lot of the themes that are gonna come out are gonna parallel a lot of the things that I've been going through myself these past few weeks. So I'm really excited to do this because I just got just in time today. I ordered 2 new decks. I wasn't planning on ordering any more decks, but you guys know how that goes. I was watching a video the other night, and the reader had she used these decks because they're sort of like a Halloween theme, and I just fell in love with them. They're called the Everyday Witch Tarot by Deborah Blake. This, and I got the Oracle as well. So I don't know if I'll be using the Oracle or not, but the Tarot I'm going to use. But this is the Oracle, but it's the same creator that created both of them. And the images are just extremely whimsical. They have a lot of cats, and you guys know I'm a crazy cat lady. So there's a lot of adorable cats in each. I think there's a cat in every single card, and a lot of the images are very powerful. And I was looking through them today, so I have not done a reading with these yet. I'm really excited. So we're going to start with the Divine Feminines, and we're going to use the Everyday Witch Tarot to see what's going on with the Divine Feminine. And I think that the new moon in Scorpio is potent enough, but as if that wasn't enough, we have Mercury retrograde coming on Halloween. It's not a joke. It's real. So I think this is kind of intended to be a combined, because I think, the energies of this new moon that happened on the 27th are going to trickle into Halloween anyway. So they're going to kind of be this intertwined. I'm kind of thinking maybe I should just stay inside all next week and not go anywhere. But no, I think maybe the brunt of it, I'm gonna set this intention now that I had the brunt of it last week. So, no more. It's gonna be beautiful from here on out. So it is. I've learned my lesson, universe. I promise. Okay, angel, spirit guides, and masters, please use me as a clear channel to bring forth messages. The Divine Feminine Collective. What's going on with the Divine Feminines and this new moon in Scorpio and Mercury retrograde? Okay, that card definitely wants to come out. Let's see what's going on, Divine Feminines. You guys can see I've got my fiber optic pumpkin behind me. All right, Divine Feminines. Oh, yeah, that's definitely true. Oh, you guys, you can't make this shit up. You can't. You really can't. Not surprised to see that card at all. Oof. Okay. Okay. This clearly ties into what I've been experiencing, but I'm just trying to pick up on, you know, other messages and not interject myself into it. But I think it's, you know, I am part of a collective, so it would make sense that I would channel what's going on with that collective as well. So let's see here. Oh, wow. I didn't notice that image on this card today. Holy crap. Okay, so I think many of the Divine Feminines are having this realization that the foundation of the life that they've had, it's no longer resonating, and they're kind of at this crossroads where, you know, as I was just saying earlier, you can't, we're at the point where we can't, and I posted this, straddle dimensions. Okay, so it's interesting. I mean, obviously this is the Divine Feminine reading, but it kind of looks like this guy is sitting, you know, this is the Four Cups, which a lot of times is about missed opportunity, but it's, the image on this one's really interesting. It almost looks like this guy is like almost like at a bar, or like he's in some sort of shed or something, but it almost looks like he's sitting in a bar and he's staring at these cups, these empty cups, and then there's like one behind him, like they're about to bring him another round, and he's like, no, I can't do this anymore. This also, you know, traditionally can be feeling like, you know, not seeing this other cup that's behind you and focusing kind of on the ones like you're thinking, well, I've missed all these, and not realizing that there's something else behind you. So this could also be something that many of you might be, if it's not, you know, a drinking or social scene issue, it could just be friends, relationships with family, people that just are no longer resonating, and you're having this realization that you're going to have to cut them out of your life, and you're going to have to change whatever pattern or routine or relationship with you had with them, because it's toxic. And there's a strong calling right now for us, obviously, with it being the Scorpio season, with it being the 10th month of the year. We just came pretty recently out of the 10-10 gateway. There's all of these things happening that are forcing us to kind of take a look and assess things and realize that not, you know, just sitting here, right, with your head in your hands, focusing on this, it's blocking you from manifesting your future, from moving forward, from the Three of Wands, from things being set in motion. So it's, sorry guys, it's somebody messaging me and it's showing up on my my tablet, my instant messenger. I'm like, what? This is distracting me. Anyway, she's gonna laugh when she sees this. I saw her message. I'm like, yeah, girl, I need to update you. What's going on? Anyway, sorry guys. I digress. But so the unwillingness, or, you know, there's been an unwillingness in the past to to close out and close out this chapter for whatever this is that's no longer, it's like just this like this heavy energy, this toxic pattern, whatever it is. It is the reason that this Three of Wands is not upright. It's the reason that, boom, like, you know, everything's not like magically coming into place. So I think we all know that. I think we've all been called in some way or another to start closing things out. Things are not resonating anymore. It could be diet. It could be so many different things, right? And of course, now my doorbell's ringing. I have no idea. Anyway, they're going to have to wait. I'm recording a video. The current energy, clearly, I mean, look at my face, right? Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is like you're in the thick of it. You know, the swords are on the wall. You've been to battle, divine feminines. So have the masculines, you have. But the sun is calling. The sun is calling. And, you know, you've been through the lessons, right? I'm picking up lessons. Look at all the books that are discarded on our bed. The swords are on the wall. Like, yeah, you know, and I talked about this in this other video. The flood was a sword. You know, my illness was a sword. My car not starting was a sword. You know, getting burned by, you know, a person or whatever it was a sword. You know, so many things that happen in your life are a sword. They're a lesson, and you've got to hang them up on your wall and like kind of look back at them and say, what was this trying to teach me, and what can I do to not have it repeat itself again, right? Once you get through all these lessons and you learn this, like, look, I mean, that's what's beckoning. And we have, you know, I know many of us are probably saying, well, Jesus, we have been working on ourselves. We have been. The Nine of Pentacles, I mean, over and over and over, you know, we've been working on developing our spiritual gifts. We've been working on our business. We've been working on, you know, becoming self-sufficient and abundant. And I think in some ways, based on the image of this card, again, these are just absolutely perfect. Some divine feminines, and this is myself, I'm talking about, have become kind of just lax about it. I mean, look at her. She's kind of like, yep, I've done my work. I've got my pentacles above me. I got my glass of wine next to me, my cat on me. I'm chillaxed. I'm good. I don't need to do anything else. Meanwhile, you're sitting here like this, not willing to face turning around and going towards the cup that is there, because you know these are empty. You know it's bringing you nothing as far as progress on your ascension or your path, but you're still sitting at the table anyway. But guess what's here? Guess what's here? Scorpio, death. Can't make this shit up, guys. I knew this card was going to come out. I knew it. It's time to be done with this. Whatever this is, like I said, whatever this is that you're at the table and you know it's not fulfilling you, it could be an unhealthy relationship. It could be addictions. It could be just overworking too much, or socializing too much, being too busy to focus on yourself. It could be, you know, toxic friends or family, a job, whatever it is. You know what it is. You know what is making you sit here like this, feeling empty. And you know that there's another cup beckoning. You know the sun is beckoning, and you know that sword. You know, there's one more to put up on the wall to close this out and ascend and you know, move on. So we're being called with this new moon, these lessons. Again, I'm getting with Mercury retrograde. See how many books she's got on the floor. They may keep coming back. And repeating themselves until you nail it to the wall and it's done. Okay, so death, again, it's time to close it out. And this may require you, if it is an addiction or a social, you know, going out too much, working too much, you know, being around people who, I mean, whatever the situation is, you need to isolate yourself from it. You need to pull back. You need to cut it out. And that action is going to require you to go within, the Hermit. I mean, you guys, we've got 1, 2, 3 nines. three nines in the Divine Feminine's reading, and this one's a major arcana, the Hermit. I'm not surprised to see this one either. Again, did I just say, like, if you want to know why I am not out at the 4 different events I got invited to tonight, and I'm recording this video, I'm a hermit now. I fought it, and I knew it needed to happen, and I didn't listen. And when you don't listen, the Reaper comes knocking. Shit happens. And it's not random. Okay? I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just saying, if you don't take the impetus to align yourself with where you need to be and cut out the things that no longer serve you, it will happen on its own with divine help, and it may be in a manner that that isn't pleasant to get until it gets your attention, until you realize, okay, I'm finally ready to walk away from this. So there's going to be, I think, for us, divine feminines during this period of time, I think, yeah, in between now and the next full moon, that there's going to be hermit mode, and there's going to be reflection, contemplation, and really looking. I think you've got to look back at your life last March. Okay, like it was like early March. I think March 9th maybe was when Mercury went retrograde the first time, and then it was July. And look at the people that came into your life. Look at the things that happened to you. Was there illness? Was there accidents? Was there a job loss, or was there some sort of shakeup? Or during that time, what lesson was that trying to show you? And if you can pinpoint that, and when it presents itself again in this retrograde, you can just jump on and say, all right, yeah, I'm not going to resist this. I'm not going to fight it. I know what this is. I'm slaying you, demon. I'm slaying you. I'm going to win. So it's important to keep that in mind. That, like I said, might be requiring you to, with it being Halloween, is one of my favorite times of year. Fall is my favorite time of year. I love dressing up. I love all these things. But it's not in my highest, greatest good to do that right now. I mean, yeah, could I have, like, I'm at the point now where my appearance, I'm not as insecure or vain about it. I could have, done like I did with this, like made a little makeshift, like I could have put even black. I don't really want to, put any makeup on this now. I want to let it heal so it doesn't scar. But I could have like done some sort of mask or done something and still went out and celebrated Halloween. Yeah, I could have done that. But it was a clear indication that I should not be going out, from my higher self, from a lot of other sources. And is that, does that, I mean, so far tonight, like I'm enjoying staying in. It's pouring rain and it's nasty out. Next week, hope, will maybe be cold, but am I a little bit sad? Yeah. I mean, 3 of Cups, everybody's, they're out celebrating tonight. They're out having fun and no cares in the world, and here I am, this light bearer, like sitting like, I can't have this life anymore. It's not to say I can't go out and have fun. Don't get me wrong, and be responsible, of course, but not the life that I was living and enjoying, and living in one reality when I really am like on a mission to completely be a different person, and not even a human, so it's hard, and it's going to take some, it's like an upheaval. And what's interesting to me is the 8 of Wands is typically a card about fast communication and movement. But this image, and I didn't notice it today when I looked at it, but this looks so much like the Wizard of Oz. It's not even funny. I think no, this is a cat, but it almost looks like Toto. I swear, I mean, she's a witch, but she almost looks like Dorothy. She kind of has the scarecrow face, and there's a tornado. And it's like all this stuff, like the life she knew. See, like all these, how the wands are actually sprouts of like trees. That's like the roots, like the earth, the ground, like her whole world is being pulled into another dimension. And it's away from this, okay? Whatever this is, no care in the world. I'm going to go out and just have fun and drink and do whatever. or I'm just going to be in this toxic circle of people who maybe aren't spiritually aligned with me, who aren't growing or ascending, and they're lowering my vibration. It could be a relationship that's bringing you down. So I think there is some upheaval in that, and facing that death of your old life and your old ways. Some of you, maybe closing out marriages and changing jobs or any of those things. So it's definitely it's like I said, an upheaval. I keep getting an upheaval of your life, and that. But guess what that leads to? All right. So we have right now the current energy is Nine of Swords, because it's like we're being asked, we're being tested, and we're being asked to close this shit out once and for all. Once we get through this, and again, I'm getting, because of this card here and just the energy, like stuff is happening fast, guys. I mean, it's I was sensing Lionsgate starting as far back as like May. April, May, I was really sensing Lionsgate, big things were going to happen. And then from there, it's just taken off. I mean, it's just time has gotten faster. All these things are happening. So I think each time there's a shift and we change, I think like each moon cycle, big things are happening. So I think by the full moon, if you're going within and you're listening to your higher self and you're doing the work and walking away from these things and closing this stuff out, look, we got 10 of Swords. It's dead. It's gone. And look how ironically, you guys, me and the ravens. There's a raven and it's dropping its feather. And I found a feather in Phoenix, a raven feather. It's dropping its feather. It's almost like too, I mean, but the person's not dead. They're stabbed in the back 10 times, but they're reaching for their broomstick. They're like, yeah, I got this. I'm going to fly out of this. I'm done. I'm closing this shit out. And there is this like clandestine figure that's sort of running away. So it's almost like some of you maybe facing like some sort of betrayal or deception or something, or it could just be the pain of that you've not faced. But I know this reading seems kind of dark, and but this energy is dark. Scorpio is one of the darkest, most screwed up signs, at least in my opinion. Not trying to insult any Scorpios, but they kind of get a bad rap sometimes. But guys, divine feminines, look what we have at the end of this time period, right? The end of this, I'm saying this moon cycle, Ace of Pentacles. That is the Holy Grail. Look at the little cat is there. It's content. It's had its meal. This witch is like holding up. It's like everything. Everything is lush and green and bright. The sun's there. It's like the completion. The completion that comes after the Ten of Swords is the Ace of Pentacles. That's what we're working towards. And in order to get there, we've got to close this shit out. So I'm not surprised to see that. I am going to pull now, since we're, 23 minutes in, and I've only done the feminines, but sometimes, oh, guys, and by the way, the magician was on the bottom. So definitely things are manifesting at a rapid rate. This is the ability, like all the tools are there. And I think this card, I think this figure and this magician looks very androgynous. So I see that as sort of like the balanced energy, the alchemical union. See that golden light like shining from that heart. I think it's getting very close. Once we get through kind of purging this last bit of things. And honestly, for myself, I kind of knew that the going out and socializing and those types of things was kind of the last big block that I had within my own journey. So I think this is confirmation that the balance is coming. So I'm going to use the Everyday Witch Oracle, which is the Oracle version of the Tarot I just used. And it's again by Deborah Blake. But I'm going to use this as a message from the feminine to the masculine to see what she wants to say. What message does the feminine have for the masculine? Whoa, lots of messages. Oh, imagine and envision. So this is, what did we just, we just had the magician show up on the bottom of the deck. I think this is about, she's telling the masculine, you have to believe that anything you want is at your within your grasp, all of it. Look, you're a king. You're a king. I know you're becoming a king. You're a king. And this can be a real fairy tale. Life does not have to be difficult. You don't have to suffer the way you always have. And together we can have it all. together we can have money. Together we can have love and emotion and luck and pentacles, and we can have all these things. It's almost like she's writing him like a love letter of all these things that she wants to manifest with him. But she's saying you have to imagine and envision it as well. We both have to be manifesting and imagining these things, believing that it's real too. So that's absolutely beautiful. I love those cards. Oh my God, you guys, they're absolutely, and they were really good price on, not overly expensive. Okay, so we're going to look at the masculine's energy now. So you guys, Ascended Masters, we're going to do the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. I feel like there's going to be a lot of heart chakra stuff coming out. So Masters, we're going to use the channel for the masculine. What's going on with the masculines? Whoa, okay. Oh, that's so beautiful. Yeah. Wow, you guys. Got a lot of fives, though. Wow. Wow. Oh my God. Okay. So I think, yeah, we know, it's been a while since I did the last reading, and I know we said they were going to become a king. The knights were becoming king. And I think the feminine was recognizing that here with the crown that shows up in this card. And also the sky is purple, which is also a sign that many, like Luna Ash said, when the sky starts becoming purple, that shows the masculines and feminines are becoming more in union with their own energies. The heart chakra, I think it's been cracked wide open. I think it's still being opened, but I think it's moving. I think the masculines are going through rapid ascension. And I think it's moving up to their, I mean, we've got all the chakras represented here, but I think it's getting close to their third eye. Their third eye is, and I've been feeling all week, and it has nothing to do with my injury. Thankfully, it didn't start until a few days after I knew it was in the clear. But my third, like, I've just been having this pain, like, right here so badly. And it actually did dissipate somewhat once I agreed to come on camera and record videos tonight. But the masculines have the sun right out the gate, sun. And to me, this looks purple. It's kind of hard to tell because the crown, yeah, because they're kind of indigo and kind of purple. Like, it just depends. Yeah. I think this is crown chakra. That makes sense because of this other card that came out. So the sun is here. That's the current, like, the current thing that going on with the masculine as far as their number one card that came out, Major Arcana. But it's blocked by the Five of Cups. And so I think it's not here yet because they aren't willing to speak their truth. They are still having some fears about past heartbreak, crying over spilled milk, kind of like, well, these relationships never worked in the past, so I don't think this is possible. I know I'm being guided this way. I know, this is the way, but I just don't want to, it's like almost like they're trying to, like, distract themselves, because I think a lot of them are starting to get, messages from the divine. They're getting, maybe in meditation, dreams, synchronicities, things like that. And they're trying to ignore it. They're trying to, like, be like, you know what? No, like, I don't believe this, because this is what's happened in the past. This woman looks kind of, she looks kind of sinister, right? He's kind of like, well, I'm just gonna get my heart ripped out again, and if I open up, so and you notice this is blue. This is about the throat chakra. So they're not quite believing, number one, that they can have it and that this is what it is, and they're not quite ready to speak their truth. But at the same time, they are realizing this is a divine partnership. Two of Cups, Two of Cups came out. They're realizing the connection. They're recognizing the connection. But it's almost still kind of like this fantasy, because see how like he's kind of looking off in the distance and she's like above him. It's like not like they're in the same scene or they're together. It's kind of like she's on his mind and he can't shake it and he doesn't know why. He kind of knows why, but he's kind of like not wanting to like face why. In the past, we just had the recent past. Four of Cups is again about missed opportunities and heart chakra. So I think there's a lot of that heart chakra clearing that they've been doing, and I think they've been doing it rapidly, and I think that's why a lot of the feminines have been feeling it so strongly. What do the masculines, what are they wanting? What is needing to happen? What are they wanting? Six of Cups, that's reunion. That's a reunion card. And it needs to, I think they're starting to get pulled again, and they're trying to kind of ignore it, but it needs to manifest in the physical, and I think they're starting to realize that. Ace of Coins, which is Ace of Pentacles. That is the, again, you guys know, that's, wait a minute, okay. The feminines, your outcome card was the Ace of Pentacles for this time period. But I think a lot of it is you've got to do your own, shifts as far as death, closing things out. And that's going to trigger alchemically a reaction in the masculine. And this is not why you're doing these things. You're doing these things for yourself because it has to be done. And if it's not done, again, this is the kind of stuff that happens if you don't listen. So you're doing it for you. And then as a like side benefit, my theory is you do these things, every shift you make, it creates a shift in them. So that's where the Ace of Coins comes in. It's like, they're like, oh, green light. Okay, she completed what she's supposed to do. This like little radar goes off in their soul, higher self, whatever, beam, 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 like, oh, it's time to go forward. It's time to go forward. The interesting thing is, you guys, I have shuffled. I mean, these, you guys know I use these cards a lot. It's not like I just got this deck or something, but we've got Five of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, and Three of Pentacles, followed by that. So I think there's this, it's kind of this, to bring it into reality, he's going to have to speak his truth. I'm getting this more of a chakra card. It's a card of being left out in the cold, but it's like realizing that like she's not going to leave him out in the cold. She's not going to be this type of woman. That's not who she is. He's going to have to open his heart, right? This is a heart chakra card. He's going to have to feel stable enough in his emotions and trust that he can open his heart. And he's going to have to be balanced. This is sacral chakra energy. And we've got solar plexus. And then the Ace of Coins is root. So we've got this is absolutely beautiful. We've got a lot of where he's got like the crown chakra energy coming in with the sun and the Six of Cups. And this coming from the divine, it's like it triggers, and almost like I'm wondering, I know it's kind of in reverse order, but I think some of them are going to be having Kundalini awakening soon. It's like this shift with the feminine, that's what I'm picking up on, is going to happen. So, but the outcome is three of Pentacles, which for me is the teamwork card. We're going to put this into physical, tangible teamwork effort. We're going to put in time. We're going to put in energy. I think for many, many of the divine masculines, they're close to being ready for that. And it's because they're being divinely guided spiritually, that they know this is a spiritual connection. You've got, again, the crown chakra here, the Hierophant. That to me is a spiritual union card. It's a spiritual bond. And they're trying to fight it. They're trying to deny it. They're trying to, la, 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 I don't want to hear this. But the signs, just like this stuff is happening to us, divine feminines, maybe on a more profound scale, the masculines, the divine is knocking on their door too. And they can run, but they can't hide. And the shit's getting real for them too. And I think a lot of it is more of the synchronicities, the dreams, the stuff that's just like haunting them and they can't escape it. You've got, after the Hierophant, you've got Princess of Cups, which is Page of Cups. It's an offer of love. It's opening their heart. Why? Because they know who their Empress is. And that also signifies new beginnings. They knew who she is, and they're going to move towards her quickly. The Chariot, and justice will be served. Balance. Justice is definitely, I think, it can be a card of union. And you got the moon, full moon again. The full moon came out in the divine feminines as well. So I think there's something significant that is going to, each time, like I said, we go through these moon cycles, there's significant shifts that take place. I don't even know if we're going to need to do the connection energy, just because I feel like it's so intertwined that that's sort of what's going on. But if we have time, I do want to pull some cards for that. So before I run out of time, I'm going to do a message from the masculine to the feminine. Yeah. Is that at? Oh, here it is. Twin flame messages. Messages the masculine to the feminine. This new moon energy. And retrogrades. Oh. I feel like he has a lot he wants to say. He's been bottling it up, but okay. Your words linger in my mind, and I feel badly for the way that I treated you. You didn't deserve that. So I think a lot of them are starting to realize the depth of the genuine feelings that the feminines have, some of the ways that it was expressed and shown and it wasn't reciprocated, and they're starting to feel bad about that, and they're starting to realize the depth and the truth of this connection. And some of you might be getting an apology, some sort of sign that they care or that they're sorry. I'm not saying that that's necessary. I'm just saying that's the energy. I just kind of had this like heavy energy come over me, like, oh man, these somebody feels bad. Yeah, I think we had pretty clear intertwining of, which doesn't surprise me given everything that's gone on the past 2-3 weeks, but we've had some pretty clear, really the energy of the connection was there. I mean, it came out in both of them as far as the feminine closing out cycles and reaching her Ace of Pentacles, and when she does that, it shifts in him that it's time, that she's there where she needs to be physically, in reality, and it starts lighting up his chakras and bringing him to a point where he, I think, awakens fully, if he hasn't already, because you got the Hierophant, and also that it's time for them to work together, even if they're not in a like committed relationship, but maybe just start spending more time together or talking more, just being in contact more. I definitely see that happening between now and the next moon. So what I'm going to do, instead of going into because that was the connection energy, I've got some oracles here that wanted to be here that I'm going to pull. So twin flame shadows, I'm going to see maybe what both counterparts, since we're mirrors, what shadows maybe the Scorpio new moon, the Mercury retrograde is going to bring out that we need to face for healing as a collective. What shadows are going to be brought to light? Ooh, for Halloween, that does not surprise me. That one comes out. It's creepy though. Okay, yeah. So emptiness and disconnected. So those are both very similar. I think it's some of you, if you're out running yourself ragged, if you're working too much, if you're turning, any sort of third-party external stimulation, if it's alcohol, if it's drugs, if it's work, if it's just being too busy to face things, it's like at the end of the day, these shadows are going to catch up with you, and you're not connecting enough. You're disconnected from source, from the divine. You're not meditating enough. You're not maybe going within enough and facing. I mean, maybe there is emptiness that has come about, a time when you just didn't feel joy, and you felt like numb, and like some of you maybe were in a narcissistic relationship where somebody literally sucked your soul dry. I've been there. And you feel so empty inside. Maybe you've shut yourself off. maybe you've closed off your heart. I'm getting that there's some sort of emotions that haven't been faced, that are buried. They could be subconscious. I think they definitely are, especially for those who are awakened and further along and have been doing their work. There are probably some subconscious things that need to be brought out in a meditation. I'm sure there's guided meditations that you can do on those things. Let's pull. I haven't used this oracle in a long time, you guys. I don't know why, but it's the Mystic Moon Oracles. And I'm just going to see what message Spirit has for the divine counterparts on their journey and where we are right now with this new moon in Scorpio and Mercury retrograde. God, you can't make this shit up, you guys. You can't. I don't even know what to say right now. Okay. Yeah. We're going to do one more because I feel like there's a pattern coming, or like it's a linear. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Wow. All right. So the first card that came out was Cycles. That's a full moon, I know, but I asked about the new moon and it asked about the moon. And what did we just talk about? We talked about cycles coming to a close quickly. And I think once the feminines, I think they're primarily being called upon to do that. And once they do that and make that shift, it's going to force the masculines to do the same, whether they want to or not. Many of the masculines are stuck right now. And that's because in the gunk and the mud and the crap, and they're remaining unawakened, because the feminines haven't yet closed out what they need to do, right? If you think about your counterpart and maybe some of the things that you would deem them as far as, why aren't they coming forward, or where do they need to grow up, or where do they need to, if you look in the mirror, you'll realize you're mirroring each other. You're mirroring each other, and there's something you can shift within you that you should. I mean, if it's a vice or something like that, it's for your own good, outside of whatever they're doing. But once you reinvent yourself, start fresh. Look what comes after that. Family. Union. I really don't know if there's much else to say here. Excuse me. Oh, my throat chakra is like, what? I think there's... Okay. Ascended Masters have a message for us, and then we will end it from there, I think. Oh wait, no, there's one more deck. I always forget to use that deck, and I've got to use it here. All right, let's do this really quick. Ascended Masters, what message do you have for soul connections? Focus upon your strengths. Yeah, focus upon, I think it's important to focus upon how far we've come. Look at how strong you are. Look at what you have done so far on your journey. Don't beat yourself up. Like, everything is happening for a reason, as it should. You're on the right path, and if you're not, you'll quickly be shown how to get back on it. So this is the Moonology. I always forget to use these cards, guys, and this is a moon reading, so I've got to use them. All right, just guys, except they don't shuffle very well. They kind of stick together. Got a couple that came out. Okay, the end of a tough cycle approaches. I mean, I know it's not Capricorn or full moon, but I think that the theme is the end of a tough cycle. Shit's getting real. It's time to close it out. Done. Have faith in your dreams, because we're going to be getting messages in dreams, but we're being asked to close these things out because we cannot manifest 5D and that 5D divine union with a, divine soul counterpart until we close this stuff out. So the time is now. There's no more running or hiding, guys, but we've got this. So until next time, I thank you so much, and I wish you luck on your journey.